Hello, hello. Hello there, welcome to another class. Let me test, see if everything is working fine. Um, Waiting, so let's see. Hello, hello. Hello there, okay. Looks cool. So the idea of today's class is to implement the question 11, 12, and 13. Let me copy the 11 already, and I already prepared the code here. So let's add this and a comment here, and then let's see. Like I said, my goal is to make sure that this is very clear how to do basic calculation. Repetition, I guess, help to understand. And remember, my goal here is to focus on whoever does not really has like a love for technology but need to learn. So then I'm gonna go slow and repeat. So I make sure that we are all on the same page. Maybe for some of you, it's kind of like boring. You can maybe skip those classes, waiting for some more advanced class that will come. But let's go. This question is about read the name, salary, and salary increase percentage, and print the name and the new salary. One thing that I didn't do the last class, but I guess it's important, we can go back to do it, is let me remove this. You put the question here so we know what we're solving. And this is the idea. A presentation of our program here. What are the inputs? So that is the basic concept of like software engineer. Input, processing, and output. So our input will be this: name, salary, and increase percentage. Oh, sorry, this one. So it's easy to realize that name will be a string. Salary probably will be a decimal. And salary increase percentage a decimal as well. One thing very important is to figure out the domain of the data. Of course, name is not going to be a number. However, salary sometimes could be an integer. I already, in my current company, we don't store amount, like money amount, as decimal. We store as integer, and we only use the last two digits for the decimal. So we have to divide by 100 to get the final value. So that is interesting to show you how important it is to follow the business, follow the rules. It's not up to us, to engineers, to define this. We have to do our investigation, our diligence to figure out. So sometimes it's part of the specification, sometimes it's not. And I already saw bugs and reworking because of this. Someone realized, oh, for example, age. Probably age, everyone think, oh, is an integer. But what if for some application, we want to show 15 and a half? Could be, depending of what the application you're gonna do. Same for salary increase percentage. Most of the case will be like a decimal, but maybe some companies, no, we only do like integer, 5%, 3%, there is no 3.5, we round. So the lesson to be learned here is this is outside of the domain of pure software engineer. This is the real life, and every company, every system, every business will have different things. Is that you have to do the investigation. This is called analysis, to identify, okay, what are the information you need to store. And then we need to do some calculation, and we want to do as the output will be the name, that is not going to change. So be this, there is no calculation, the name will be the same name, plus the new salary. And the new salary will be just the application of this salary increase percentage to this. So Imagine that the company, most company has that. Every year there is amount that everybody get as increases to compensate for inflation. 2%, 3%, 5%. And sometimes based on performance, you can have a better salary increase. So the calculation should be very easy. You know, we do something like this: apply the percentage to the salary and add to and no, calculate. Sorry, let me rephrase this. Calculate the percentage applied to the current salary, and then add the amount to the salary. Very simple. We already did something similar with the price. It's just to make sure that there is nothing new. I want you to be like in the automotive. Oh, this is very simple. With time, we as engineer, we don't keep doing this all the time. Only when we get something new, something that is odd, out of ordinary, so then we have to do our thinking. But most of the time, you already know what to do. It's just like, okay, for this company, I need to do this. I already did this so many times, and it's kind of this. So what I need to change in our program, we have to change this entry point to call our new program. It will be the 11. And here, the first step is we need to read a name. Just to remember, in this case, we are using our console as our user interface. If we're doing we're gonna learn later on, a web application, we're gonna use web components to get that information. But for now, what we do is we tell the user what we're expecting. So something like name. We use a variable that I already explained about var. No? So did I? Let's see how I did for the next other one. So no, we are using the type. So it will be a next one of the class. So a variable of type string. We're gonna call name. We receive wherever the user type in the keyword read line. And we remember that this could be no, is that like this. And we need to get the salary increase as well. So it will be like this. Oh, salary. So we're gonna print console.write salary. Will be a decimal. We can call salary. We receive. We're gonna do the parsing here. Parse, and then console. With time, most of this will be very easy to pick up. So something like this. And that's why for most of engineers, the daily work is boring, is easy. And we'll do something similar to salary increase percentage. And then we can call this salary increase percentage. Now we'll do our calculation. So we could call here decimal salary raise or amount. So how much you're gonna raise the salary. And this will be the salary multiplied by the percentage, salary increase percentage, and divided by 100. What you can do now, calculate a new variable, call new salary, that will be the base salary plus the salary raise. Let me put them together. And now this is the input, output, the processing, and now we can print console.writeLine. We can print like the name and the new salary. Oh, I forgot to put the dollar here. New salary will be new salary. Looks like easy, but it's interesting. There is a lot of people working today as software engineer and doing things similar to this, just some basic calculation. It's part of like and salary raise we didn't print, but we could. Maybe you could say, okay, we didn't get asked to do this. Sometimes you have to follow exactly what is there. Sometimes you can have an idea. Do you know? It's not good to show what was the previous salary, the increased amount and the new salary. And maybe the business analyst say, no, do whatever I say. Or say, no, yeah, good idea, I got it. So it's nice to have some experience. Of course, in this case, we're going to keep like this. It's not a big deal. And we'll save. And if we run this guy, let's start with an easy calculation. Name, Jose, salary, 100K, and percentage, like 2%. So look what happened. The new salary now is 200K. What did you do wrong here? So this is nice because if you don't test, look the problem that we're gonna cause it here. And when I type, I thought I did something correct, but look what happened here. In my code, the autocomplete tricked me. So the first lesson as a software engineer, because if you don't do that, you'll never be considered a good software engineer, is always test very well whatever you are building. Otherwise, you're gonna be in trouble. Your code is gonna break it. And imagine something like this, and this happened already. Miscalculation that go to update price, salary, and only realize later on, the day of the payroll. So now let's run again and see if we fix the problem. So this is what we call kind of we smoke test or happy test. We put like some values that are easy to like 100 and then 2%. So the new salary will be 102. Let's run again. And what about if you try R2 and salary 150 and then raise 5%. So let's see if this makes sense. So 5% of 150 is 5. It's 25. For sure, this is wrong, based on what I can see here. Let's do this. So it'll be good thing. Let's put a breakpoint and see what happened exactly in that calculation. Oh, okay. I confess that was a mistake. So what I put here was salary increase percentage. And that is an example that sometimes when we test with some values, we may find that the result is correct. But what you should add here is, of course, salary rate. Those confusion is good to have because is what we do every day. It's very common for us to misname variables, to type and all that. And if you don't test correctly, I want to show this because as I'm teaching, I'm not doing real software here. So not every class I will do the proper testing because of the sake of time. I will focus more on like, okay, how do you want to think it? But I already have that in your mind. If you don't test your code correctly, someone else will have to do, or the user is going to find the problem. Look, the problem here, we already saw that what we are doing is we are just add the increase to the salary. And that will be a big deal because 5% of 150 is not 50. This guy will be mad when he got the payroll, the payment. He said, well, what happened here? So now let's run again. And I hope during the class you saw that, say, no, that is wrong. Okay, that's good. So let's do again, Arthur, and 150 and 5%. We have a breakpoint, so let's show the locals here. So you can see the salary, the percentage, and let's do. So the salary raise will be 7,500. And now we have the salary plus the raise. So now make more sense. We could say, okay, let's format this. I guess it's any2. We already saw in some previous class. Let's run again. And then put Arthur. Oh, sorry. And 150 and 5%. The same calculation, and now we print with some format. It's easier to see. Cool. So what I want you to feel now is, well, there is no mystery. There is nothing way complicated. Coding is easier than I thought. In most of the case is. Okay, so what we're gonna do now, let's get the next question, 12. And let's try to, let me do this. I will close this guy. I think I don't have credit anymore for Copilot here. I will try. If it doesn't work, I'm gonna open the Windsurf because I was doing some research for my content I prepare for AI, and then I burn out the credit I have for the free version of Copilot. And then I try to subscribe and they say, oh, we are closed for now, we are doing some. So I said, okay, let me go with Windsurf. So as we call this course, Learning Software Engineer at or in AI era. So that is the idea. We need to know what every of those things mean, because if there is a mistake, we should be able to spot and should be able to fix. But imagine that we're gonna do like this, what we call vibe code. Vibe code, what we do is we get the problem, will be this. Oh, sorry. I want you to have the ability to solve everything we're gonna be learning here. Otherwise, you'll be limited. You'll not be able to, if AI for some reason stop to work or do a wrong calculation, you'll not be able to fix it. So let me do this. This is 12, I go here. Let's make a copy of this guy. And then put 12 here. So what I do is I will come here and say, please, do you see that the file that is open is the one that is referenced here? I say implement the question in this file. Let's see what is going to happen here. Because this is how we are doing today. We are not typing the code anymore. However, we need to do the prompting, so it's important that we know what we're doing, and then we validate what is coming out. So look how fast, there's no way to compete. There is no way that we can be as fast as this. And probably this is just a copy and paste from someone else that already did this in GitHub, or even from here. Like, you're gonna go see other problems, how they solve this. So look what happened here. We are now, okay, we are print name, we are reading name, we are print salary, we are reading salary. Now we are printing year of experience, we are reading. So look that years is integer, so it's always one full year. There is no 1.5, 2.5. In kids, of course, there is no 1.5. And then as we have here is like 5% per year of experience. Oh, actually, no, not 5%, 0.5. So this is already the percentage. Or not. That is something that we need to clarify, because what we're doing here is we are calculate 0.5. But 0.5% should be 0.5 divided by 100, because 0.5 actually is 50%. So it's good that those things is going to happen. And it's very important for us to realize how important it is to test and to validate, because sometimes it's not even AI that did something wrong. Maybe a human will do the same mistake because the requirement is not clear. But for me, if I say 0.5%, that means if my salary is 100, the increase per year will be 0.5, will not be 5% or 50%. Let's do some tests and see what happened here. And for every kid, it will be 2%. So, well, there is some division later on that maybe is fixing that. Okay, so that happened as well. But this is percentage for kids. And okay, the calculation is okay. So what happened here is then we got to say, okay, salary multiply by total percentage, and then now we are divided by 100. So this is fine. I thought you not see this division here, but you still have to test. And then a new salary will be the salary plus the salary raise. The salary raise you based on whatever increment by years of experience and from kids. So what we need to develop now is the ability to understand the requirement. Sometimes the requirement is ready to go to AI, sometimes not. You have to clarify it. It's very important to know how to break down in small steps, because it's very rare that you can just make one prompt and get everything we need. And it's important to read. So change, implement, run, do you want me to run .NET build? No, it's fine because we are building it. So I save and then run. And then we can test. Jose, salary, 100. To make it easy for us, 100. Years of experience, 10. So 10 will be, as a 0.5 will be 5%. And the number of kids is how 2%. Imagine that I have 5 kids, so it will be 10%. So that means in total we have 15. Is this right? We need to do the calculation. So let's do here in the text. So if we do this, we had, I'm dumb, we could just debug it. So let's put this here and run the code. Jose, salary 100. And then year experience, I put like 10. And number of kids, 5. So what happened is, what will be the percentage from experience? Will be 0.5 multiplied by 100. Pay attention here, that will be, where is it? Here, let me increase this to 5. Because it's like, is here. Is 0.5% for each year. As we have 10 years, will be you'll be 5%. And then we're going to calculate from kids. That will be 10%, because every kid is 2% and we have 5. And now we do the calculation. We'll do the full calculation. We have the salary raise, and then now the new salary, and then we print it. So it's correct. So let's run and do something like this. Run again. Put a salary of 250. Oh, come on, let me stop it. Run again. Name, Leila. Salary, 250,000. Years experience, like 5. And then kids, let's put 2 kids. So we'll calculate how much percentage will be per year of experience. So it's 5, so it will be 2.5. And 2 kids will be 4%. And then we calculate it, and now we print. So the new salary will be 200, so it will increase like 1,600, 250. Cool. So the idea here is that if we blindly trust the AI, I already saw something like this. For example, AI miss one division. This is what we call hallucination. Sometimes happen. And if we don't test, you will be in trouble. One shift that I see from the software engineering is we are reading way more than typing code. There are almost 2 years already that I don't need to really type the code. I even feel that I'm losing kind of the touch, the speed, but I never produce so much code because I have AI to generate that for me. But now I have to spend most of the time reading, validating, and of course, clarify, because sometimes we get a solution that the code is kind of odd, and then, oh, why did this way? And then you have to kill the document, most everything, because there is many different ways to do, and we learn, and like we already have some content here that I'm gonna teach later on. It's about AI. We already have a good content here where we can understand a little bit of some limitation, because at the end of the day is statistics. So it's kind of someone have to already build something similar to what you did, because it would be like a copy and paste and autocomplete in steroids. A little bit, okay? It's way more than that, but it boils down to that. The real intelligence is not there yet. But okay, we can even question what is the real intelligence. Though. Are we really intelligent? So, okay, so I hope this is clear, but I want you to feel that from now on, we can be software engineer without find those solutions. We can have someone that is going to find for us, but we can review. Imagine that you are an author writing a book, and you can just say, oh, I want to write a book about a fisherman that is going up to the mountain and he's going to catch a very rare type of salmon. And I want this story to be like this, and that. And then the AI is going to create the book. But you still need to read to see if the book is enjoyable, if the book is up to your expectation, up to what you need. Because for sure, AI is going to produce something. Good or bad, you're going to have an output. AI is not going to tell you, oh, I don't know how to do this. It's going to find a way to do it. And maybe it's what you need. Maybe it's a disaster. Maybe it's close to it. So you have to do some little adjustment. Cool? Okay, so now let's move to the next question. This is a very interesting one, the 13. We don't have a program for it yet. So what I'll do is I'll copy this guy. Copy. And paste and rename. And then, of course, I will do a big cleanup here. Question 13. And I will come to our entry point, and I will comment this one, and I will enable the next one. So let's copy the quest. This quest is very interesting and is found in any coding, learning coding book, because show us a very important concept. And one thing that makes harder to do coding, because we are talking with a machine that is not intelligent at all. So when you are creating a program, a computer is going to run it. Don't think about AI yet. And we need to tell exactly what has to be executed to accomplish what we need. So in this case, the requirement is very simple. Read two integer numbers and swap the variable content. So basically something like this. Let me clean this up. We have our program here. Can I change this to dark mode? I think I can. Preference. I already did that before, but oh, somewhere I did this. Come on. No, in the browser. It's here. No, I'll find out for the next class, but okay. So our program is here. Our input are two integer variables. We can call number 1 and number 2. And we want to store each one in one variable. So this variable we call number 1. And this variable here we call number 2. And then there is a catch. Because look, if it makes sense, we're going to explain. Imagine that in this case, we have these numbers here. The numbers that was provided were like 3 and 7. So that means this variable here will have 3, and this variable here will have 7. And we want to change the content. We want like 3 to be in number 2 and 7 to be number 1. We could think, okay, it's very easy. I just say this, number 1 receive number 2, number 2 receive number 1. If we were coding for a person to interpret, maybe those instructions would be good already, because, okay, I want to put one in place of the other. But as we are dealing with a machine, what happened here is, look at the execution. Let me do this. I guess this 3 to 7 is kind of ugly. I want to go here and I'll make like this. So it's like 3 and then 7. What this first line is going to do? We will assign the content of number 2 to variable number 1. So what happened? 7 will be assigned to number 1. So what happened here? This variable, let me go here. Oops. The 3 will be changed for a 7. And now we get number 1 and then put back to number 2. So this will be a bug because we're going to have both variables with the same content of number 2. So this is something that happens. Sometimes makes sense, but we need to do something different. Like this, there is a nice analogy. Imagine that we have like 2 cups, one with water, one with coffee, the one with milk. And someone tell you, oh, do you know, I want you to change the content. You can't, if they are like filled up to the top, you cannot get the coffee and put in the milk, or get the milk and put in the coffee, because then you're gonna flood your room. So what you need to do, like in real world, because information requires space, it's like matter, need space, we need additional variable. We need an additional recipient. So we can put the coffee there, and then we can put the milk here, and then the coffee back. So this is wrong. We can't do this way. And now you guys know why. What is the trick? We need another variable that we usually call aux, the auxiliary. And what we do is 3 steps. We will move one of them. Let's go back to 3 and let's first go here. Oops. Let's go back to the 3 and 7. So what we do is 3 steps. We copy one of them, could be number 1 or number 2. So once we copy, as we already have that amount copied, we can move the other one on top of this. So now we will have this. 7 will be here. So this will be the second step. Let's put some numbers here. So it'll be step 1. Oh, I can put this way. Step 1. Step 2. And now what we can do, we can get the variable that was saved in aux and then assign back to number 2. So now we have 3 here. This is important to know. Of course, you have to waste one extra space, but was the way to accomplish that. We will learn another easy way, but tricky way to do this later on. But basically, every programming language that we need to change or swap the variable or the content of 2 variables, you need to use a third variable to temporarily store one of the values. Cool? So we go back here and let's prepare our code. So we don't need AI for this anymore. Console.write number 1 is an integer called number 1. Console.read line, and we want to parse to an int. Same thing, but now we have to do some change here. Number 1, number 2. So this is our input. Now we're going to do exactly what we put here. This is what we call an algorithm. Algorithm is a sequence of steps that we're going to execute to solve our problem. We're going to learn more about that later on. But it will be something like this. Well, we need the auxiliary variable. This auxiliary variable can receive or any one, or number 1 or number 2. It's up to what you should say first. Now that I have number 1 saved, I can replace it, number 1, with number 2. And now that I did this, I can just assign to number 2 aux. And just to make sure that I did it right, we can do a interpolation here, right? Number 1 and then sorry, number 2. So I should be able to, and I can do this if I want. I'm gonna print before and after. So we can make sure that they are correct, and then you can see them changing. Let's put a breakpoint right here, and let's run. I know that it's silly, it's simple, but it's important to know because there is something we're gonna learn later on. Oh, look, I don't like this because I forgot to do some format here. 3 and 7. So we print 3 and 7. Now what we do? We're gonna get the 3 saving the auxiliary. As we already saved what is auxiliary, we copy number 2 over it. So number 2 now is 7. And now we assign 3 back. And then we should print, we should see 7 and 3. It's very simple, but it's something that we need to know. And it's important so we can realize, whoa, when we are talking to a machine, we have to be very, very specific. And how we do this with AI? Let's do this. I'll save, I'll copy this, I do a Ctrl X, and let's go here and say, implement the question 30. Let's say keep, and then look the name. So first integer, second integer is not wrong, and then the variable called int, and then the similar logic. So what you can do here is let's do this, and then we can say here AI solution. Sometimes the names are better, are words, so, but we can see, now I can read what is happening here. Instead of like ox, was called temp. Makes sense as well, it's a good name as well. Cool. So what we can do is, let's run the code. And then let's try our code first. 3 and 7. And now first integer, let's put the same, 3 and 7. And we should see the result. Cool. We learned a little trick today. Well, thank you. See you next class. God bless you. Cool. We learned a little trick today.